what if this person still lacks the motivation to
Okay.
get started? So that's different. We're entering like a
So
different.
so the next thing I would suggest to this this arsehole, to be honest, this guy's just I was having fun. Like, don't I was with my mates, we're having
Yeah,
a
your
laugh.
moms. Yeah.
I mean, I could go really deep into, like, what type of person are you? Like, go do a chronotype test. Like,
Hmm.
are you like a dolphin, a lion, a bear, all that kind of shit? Like, you're an A-type personality. Let's be honest. How was your childhood? How's your relationship with mum? All the shit. There's a million things that you could go into. But the second thing I would say is improve your logistics. And I know that this is not like this is maybe not like the sexiest aspect of this of what people want to hear. It's not the most like inspiring. People are looking for inspiration, right?
Hmm.
When someone says to you, "How do you make me play more poker?" They want you to look in their eyes and be like, "Dude, you are so fucking awesome. Do you know that you're the most amazing person?" And you need to get out there and play poker because you're just so sensational. That's all well and good, but then after a 3-day downswing, they're like, "Am I sensational?" Not really. Like, that's again inspiration, motivation. This is people are looking for motivation, and what they really need to do, in my opinion, is flip the script, and instead of looking to increase your motivation, is possibly to decrease your motivation, right? And when I say logistics, so I talked about this last week as well, and I'll bring it up again. My wife suggested I move my desk with my computer into the living room from the attic. Okay. And so I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's give that a try. See if it improves my output. And my attic was a pretty nice office, but it got really hot in the summer, got really cold in the winter. It was very secluded. I had to go up a ladder, like a ladder,
Wow.
right? So I couldn't take like food up there very well. Like, the cats couldn't come see me, the kids couldn't see me, wife couldn't see me. I was isolated. Um, it was just kind of a hassle getting up and down from there. And so while it was all the way up there, it was easy to ignore. When I put the desk in my living room, I got a smaller desk, and suddenly I started going to work more and playing more hours. And like I said last time, it was because it was right there. It was just easier to do. So I took one of the hurdles out of the way. So I didn't add anything. I just took away a hurdle, right?
Hmm.
The next thing I did was bought a screen that was more fitting for what I was doing. Again, my output increased. I bought a really good computer that made the graphics on the poker sites like really sharp. And again, I was more willing to play poker. So when I say logistics, make it as easy as possible as you can to actually sit down and play poker, and spend time, money, and invest in research in making your setup really ergonomically comfortable. So get yourself a really nice computer, a really nice screen, a really nice mouse, a really comfortable chair, maybe a sit-stand desk. Make everything nice so the experience of playing poker isn't awful. So when people have lag on their computer, it's super tilting, or when the chair's uncomfortable, they have a bad mouse, so they get an RSI like I had, which I wish I'd have sorted earlier. All of these things are going to prevent you from playing. Whereas if you make it logistically very easy, shut up, Siri. If you make it logistically easy and comfortable, you're going to find that you form the habit much more easily. Now, I actually took a bit of advice recently from Bill Perkins, right?
Hmm.
Mr. Diver Zero, gas trader. So I don't know if you've seen Jack, but Bill Perkins got super ripped, like
I have
really
not
fucking
seen that.
ripped. Oh, dude, he went and got really jacked. He's like in his 40s, and he went and got really jacked
Hmm.
in a pretty fast amount of time. Someone said to him, how did you do it? He's like, well, the gym stuff, like, I just stick to a few workouts, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've got a personal trainer, like the lifting. He said, the cardio, I just made the logistics as easy as possible. I bought a Peloton and I put it in the living room. And he said, and that way it was almost impossible for me to ignore. Do you know what I've done? I went and bought a Peloton for the exact same fucking reason.
Good.
Like, when Bill Perkins said it, it's like a light went off in my head. I was like, that's why I don't go to the gym. It's because logistically it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So when I wake up and I cannot be bothered, which is 97% of the time with the gym, right? When I can't be bothered, I won't go. It's like, okay, it's like a 10-minute drive, and then I've got to go in the changing room, and there's people around, and then I've got to get changed and blah, blah, blah. Maybe
It's
my
like you start to
machine
dread it.
take
Yeah, yeah. You
the,
start to dread
the
it. obstacles.
dread
There's
is
too many obstacles.
there are far too many obstacles. Like there's too many hurdles between me and the gym. I mean, is there really? No. Am I pathetic? Probably, right? But let's be realistic. That is just the way that it is. I have to accept if there are that many hurdles, I'm just not going to overcome them. So put the living room, the Peloton downstairs, like at the end of my kitchen, plugged it in. And now it is too easy to not do, right? I wake up and I just immediately put on my shorts and a t-shirt and a pair of trainers, sneakers for you over across the pond. And I go down and do 20 minutes on the Peloton, 20 fucking minutes. It is impossible not to, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm feeling lazy today, so my output will be kind of shit. But then I get on the Peloton and I start the workout and the dude's fucking screaming at me and there's loud music playing and like there's a little meter telling.
You just get into it, man.
There's a little leaderboard and there's a cadence thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I find the whole culture of Peloton, like no disrespect to anyone who loves it. I find the whole thing very cringe-worthy. Right? I hate it. I hate the guy shouting at me. I hate the affirmations. Listen, I'm a British cynic. You have got to, right, fuck you, Siri. Gone. Right. I hate the affirmations. I hate the, today you're going to be a better you. And I was like, it's just, it does not fit in with my persona at all. I can hear my wife laughing in the background at the shit that they're saying, and I'm laughing too. But I'll be real with you. When it says that the cadence has to be between 60 and 70, right? And there's a little leaderboard there and I see that everybody else is maintaining, I up it. I do up it. I just cannot, like, I feel like I'm letting myself down too much. The pressure is on me. And so I just do it, right? So I've removed a bunch of obstacles and I've included something that doesn't necessarily motivate me to succeed, but really demotivates me in terms of failure. Like I'm really motivated not to fail, right? And every single day, no matter how tired. Today, I mean, you can tell I'm not feeling especially energetic today. I didn't get a great night's sleep.
Scott told me at the beginning of this he wasn't motivated, but once we started doing a podcast, he sounds pretty damn motivated right now. So like the thing is, like
I would have not done it.
I would have not done it. But once you get started, you just roll on.
I tried to get out of it. Yeah, I tried to get out of it. I tried to swat till Thursday. Full disclosure out here, culture of honesty, all of those catchphrases, right? I tried to
force Scott into this, guys. I really did.
I said, can we do Thursday? He said no. I said, can I have 15 minutes? He said yes. So I sulked for 15 minutes.
But then, like, once you get started, you're like, all right, we're rolling now. But, I wanted to touch on, some of the things you said, too. I love the logistics thing because I can directly relate to that because, in Canada here, I know it gets really cold in the winters. And I just know I'm not going to, go into the parking garage, take my car, find parking, go to a gym, head to the lockers, change my shit. So I had to find a building that had a full gym in it. And I did. There's a full gym in here. So in the winter, I just go down with my shorts, with my shirt. There's no lockers. I just go down to the 7th floor. I work out. I come back up. I made it very, very, very easy. So you have to find ways to make it easy. If obviously you're living in a place that doesn't have full gyms in your buildings, get some sort of workout material in your house. We got some dumbbells here. I had some dumbbells here from COVID. My girlfriend has a Peloton. Scott has a Peloton. There's ways around it to make it as easy as possible. That's the gym. Something else with motivation. I would also ask, anybody who says I'm lacking motivation, why do you need motivation to play poker? You don't need motivation to play poker. That's a very simple answer to that, because think about it in the real world. Like, let's say you're working a 9-to-5 job. How many days do you feel motivated? Right? Like when you're working a 9-to-5 job, how many of those days do you feel motivated to get your ass up at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, whatever it is, and get to work? None. So why do you think you need to feel motivated to play poker? You don't. You just have to manage yourself and make yourself do it, whether you feel like it or not. So that's the biggest thing I think.
We're getting to. You're 100% right. It's so, there's this whole culture of treat your poker like a business, right? Mm-hmm. And I think everybody knows that on paper, but the truth is, the unspoken truth, right? Inconvenient truth, Al Gore style, is that while we all know that, very few people are actually capable of treating their poker like a business, because without the threat of being fired, without the discipline of a which you know is an awful, it's not a good motivator. Like fear is a poor motivator. That's why most people feel demotivated to work. They do it because they have to, and they fly by the seat of their pants. And while that might be an effective method to get people to go to work, it doesn't create happy workers. It creates unfulfilled, bored, and not particularly productive people. And so there is an unspoken truth about people who say, treat your poker like a job, and you read a couple of the mental games of poker books, and again, you feel motivated, and you're like, I'm going to treat my poker like a job, and you make that 9-hour schedule, and then you don't stick to it, and nobody holds you accountable, and you don't have the discipline to hold yourself accountable. I think most of us fall into that category at least some of the time. And so the question doesn't become, what should you do? The question becomes more, what would actually work for you? What would be sustainable and functional for you?